Hello. Hold on, hold on.
Oh, look at it. She bought.
Hello. Hold on, hold on.
Oh, look at it. She bought that. Period.
What's the craziest conspiracy theory you think about, but you wouldn't tell nobody?
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You got one tapped in? Craziest conspiracy theory. Pizzagate. They all did that shit. They got the island. Yeah, Bill Gates. Goddamn the first lady. Goddamn the Trump. Yeah, all of them. They tapped in.
Hey, Mike, what's your worst breakup story?
My worst breakup story? I caught him in bed cheating and I whooped that.
Oh, man. That's sad, though.
Hey.
All right, next question. What's heavier, a pound of pillows or a pound of pennies?
A pound of pennies.
Pound of pennies. This is the last one.
He can't even say it. He's gonna dial.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Yo, welcome to the New Normal Podcast, a place where we talk about what everybody is thinking. Today, I got a great topic for everyone to watch. We're going to be watching Rebecca Lynn Pope. If y'all don't know who Rebecca Lynn Pope is, she was a matchmaker and she dealt with Black women. And part of the reason we don't hear about Rebecca Lynn Pope that much anymore is because she said she got out of matchmaking because dealing with Black women, especially, they have unrealistic dating ideas. She said men will come to her, or women will come to her and want to date guys like Idris Elba and Morris Chestnut and Michael Ealy and stuff like that. And she was like, it'd be these big women and these women that aren't as attractive as she is. And she was thinking like, girl, I'm not even trying to shoot for these type of men. What makes you think you're qualified to obtain these men? And she was saying just because they paid this money that she was supposed to work a miracle. And now she has another video. And this video is basically about her saying that if she would do dating again, matchmaking again, she would do matchmaking differently. And what she said was she would matchmake for Black women who wanted to date outside of their race. Now, I don't know if y'all know the statistics, but Black women, 1 in 4 will be married. I'm pretty sure in the next 5 years, that number will probably be a lot less. I understand. I get it. You know, Dr. Umar has been making his rounds and got popular off a clip saying that men need to check other men and their dating preferences and how they date, so women will have suitable dating options, which is very stupid to me because I'm not going to waste my time checking another man on how he should treat a woman when the way he's treating a woman is working. If you don't like Pookies, don't date Pookies. If you don't like the Dusties, don't date the Dusties. If you don't like the undesirables, don't date the undesirables. That is simple as that. I don't know why that is so controversial. I don't know why women get mad at me for saying stay single. I don't understand why men are mad at me because I said I'm not going to take my time out to check another man. That's stupid. I'm not going out here to get killed so you can have another dating option. I'm not going here to waste my time so you can have better dating options. If women came together by themselves and strictly said we aren't going to date nothing but X, Y, and Z, the lawyers, the architects, the astronauts, the astrophysicists, if women just stuck together and said, we're only going to date those, that would change the trajectory of men that they see. But the men that they date nowadays is a byproduct of women choosing themselves. Even in that podcast, what people glossed over, what Dr. Umar said, women have been running the household for the better part of 50 years unsuccessfully. So what that means is the women that you are dating are being raised by women, and you would think to yourself, why, if women have their hand in on these young men's lives, aren't they raising good men and teaching men how to treat and date women? You know why? Because they seen how the men treated their mother and how their mama was giving up that cootie pop, and everybody was running in, you know, Like that Gucci Man song, swing my dough, swing my dough. That's how a lot of y'all mamas dough. It was swinging like the trap house, but it was niggas coming in there to get her that Peter welcome. And y'all, a lot of y'all seen that. It was dudes coming in that wouldn't treat her right. It was the dudes that was needed a place to stay. It was some of y'all brothers and sisters that daddies that was over there for about a year, and then soon she got pregnant, they ghosted her. So it is what it is. Let's just keep it real. But I'm finna share the video. We're gonna start watching it because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Let's play this video. So this is Rebecca Lynn Pope, guys. This is Rebecca Lynn Pope. And we're gonna play her video so y'all can hear what she has to say about dating.
Hello, beautiful people. I took yesterday off since it was the end of my 30-day live challenge. And now I'm back today with another video. And this video is for my Black lovely ladies who want to get married. I've been having these conversations lately. And I also taught in Divine Dating Workshop with Bliss last week. We did a 3-hour Q&A in the Divine Dating Workshop. And I'm going to take my time with this video today. I'm not going to rush because there are some very key points that I need to make. I said some things inside of the Divine Dating Workshop as women were asking me questions that I realized there were some main key points that I have not probably said publicly, but I was saying them inside of class.
Ladies, I'm ranking this as the top products to help with sweat and odor for down there. The scent is a rich jasmine smell that's not overpowering or unnatural. This women's growing powder absorbs sweat, which actually helps stop the odor down there in the first place. The powders are specifically made for sensitive skin.
And I could tell some of them were really shocked by some of the things that I had to say. One of those things being, and now this video is going to need to come with a couple of warning labels, because I'm sure it's going to trigger some of you. Some of you are not going to want to hear what I have to say. But let's just remember, I'm married. Okay? Been married a couple times. Okay? I know what it is to get married, attract a husband, date someone, convert, court, get engaged, be married, right? So I'm going to take my time. 1, I have gotten in trouble before for saying Black women who want to exclusively marry Black men, we are in the middle of a crisis. Black men are in crisis. And anybody who denies that Black men are in crisis is ignoring the data, the science, the research, the statistics. It is not a figment of your imagination that there are not enough eligible Black men to marry.
So she said there's not enough eligible Black men to marry. I'm going to tell y'all that's a lie. The reason I'm going to tell y'all that's a lie is because the men that a lot of y'all want to date, there's not a lot of them to go around. But there are a lot of men out here who are trying to do better themselves. And I know the thing that women like to tell me is you don't date men, so you're not out here. And you don't understand what it's like to date these men that we encounter. I go back and I say again, why do you choose these type of men? Because then you have to ask yourself, what about you attract the men that beat on you, the men that's couch surfing, the men that don't treat you well? What does that say about your cootie pop? What does it say about you and your value as a woman to attract these type of dudes. And I know y'all are going to say, this is y'all favorite line. I didn't know who he was. Oh, one day he just flipped the switch. Oh, or maybe, just maybe, you had sex really fast. You found out he had a big Peter whacker or a sex, you liked the way the sex was, and you were stigmatized for a period of time. And that honeymoon phase typically lasts 6 months to a year. And after that while, then you got the chance to see who you really dated. Don't ask me how I know, because I was only just out here dating, and it's the same cycle. You having sex within the first week. Okay. If she likes you, she's picking up the phone, calling you, doing stuff, and she really hasn't got a chance to know you, because we're so sex crazed as a society that so many people overlook the character and the moral aspect of people they let enter their bodies. Wild shit, huh?
Are not imagining that. It is real. By the time, and like I said, I'm going to take my time with this. By the time you take that Black people are only 11% of the population, Black men being half of that 11%, by the time you remove the gay men, by the time you remove.
So they always like to bring up gay men, right? When you add the gay men, the gay male Black population in there, what they never tell y'all is, if you look at stats, they say there's just about the same amount of gay Black men as there are gay Black women or lesbian Black women. So that cancel each other out right there. There's about the same amount of gay men and gay women in the Black community. So they like to say that it's so many gay men out here, Black men out here, just as many gay women.
The mass incarceration that when you see the
also, when it comes to the gay men and stuff like that and down low, I want to keep it 100 with y'all. Women don't care if they man gay or not. And the reason you don't care, because if a woman really cared if men were gay or not, women would be very, very cautious in how they sleep with men. Women are sleeping with these men so quick and finding out they gay or on the down low, years later, because they have sex so fast. And like I said, the issue when it comes to dating is women out here, and they think with this modernized mindset that they can act and move like men. And I have no problem with it, because I'm gonna show you, if I'm out that day, I'm gonna show you I'm gonna be more man than you can. So if you feel like you can date like me, well, let the games begin. Let the games begin. So my thing is, why are we out here acting as if women and men view sex or receive sex the same way when we don't?
Populations of these prisons, and it is predominantly Black men that are, these prisons are full of Black men, full at an exponential rate compared to our percentage of society. We're only 11% of the population, but the prisons are full of Black men.
Another ad, y'all. Dang. She said the prisons are full of Black men. Did y'all see that video of that?
You take out the men who are.
Did y'all see that viral video of that lady marrying that dude that was in jail? So jail isn't stopping any woman from finding a male. Just think about Love at the Lockup. Derek and Monique that was viral and famous. Trust me, jail and prison is not stopping these women from finding men. We see it every day. They have pen pals. They have women sneaking them cell phones in prison. They have women putting drugs up there, cootie pop, and going for visits. You have women marrying these men so they can have conjugal visits and stuff like that, and getting pregnant by dudes who doing life sentences. Let's not act like prison is stopping women from finding men. Where there's a will, there's a way. Never forget that.
Are already married. You take out the men who are on the down low, gay, pretending to be straight, but ain't never going to marry a woman. Or if they do, they're bearding, faking, fronting, whatever. Inside of the still group of eligible.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Do y'all think if a man met a woman and he told her that he needed her to be his beard, but she was going to be financially taken care of and treated a certain type of way, that he was going to have kids, keep up the facade, he was going to take care of his kids, she wasn't going to have to work and do none of that, y'all don't think a woman would go for that? I don't think men have to be on the down low or play the game, like be sneaky with women nowadays, as long as he's got that bag, got that check. Because women don't care as long as you got that money. We see it every day how women fall over themselves and get mad because they find out these men have no moral character.
Black men in the dating pool, you still now, under heterosexual black men who are not married and who are not gay and who are not in prison, are still going to be your gold tooth, pants sagging dudes who have 0 cents. That's still inside of that number. Black.
So I got to ask y'all a question again. Do y'all think the men that she just talked about, the pan sagging, gold teeth, the men that we would call the dusties or the undesirables or the hood nigga characteristic, do y'all think that's a great number of black men in our community? Or is that what people say that's a stereotype? Or is there a lot of men in college trying to do good? Are there a lot of working class men? Like, what is the percentage of black men who are trying to portray or actually live the hood life or the hood nigga lifestyle? Y'all let me know in the comment section.
Men have come at me when I say there's not enough eligible men, and they push back at me. But one of the things I've realized about good black men is that you don't realize that, first of all, there's not a gazillion more like you. I've noticed this even with my husband.
And you know why she said the good men don't understand that it's not a lot of other good men out here? Because a lot of the good men are seeing how the dudes that aren't good still getting the box. One thing about when it comes to dating, we still, I think we have too many women trying to tell men how we should date instead of men telling women how we date. The first thing when it comes to dating and how men view women is sex first. I don't care. If a dude approaches you out there in the mall or you in a store or you on Facebook or anything, the first thing he's doing it, the reason he's reaching out because he's sexually attracted to you. First and foremost, the dude is sexually attracted to you. So the first thing on his mind is sex. He don't care about nothing else. And women always like to act like that's not a thing, or men aren't approaching them just to have sex. Every man wants to have sex with a woman he's approaching. Dating, courting, hanging out with on a regular basis, unless the energy is reciprocated. Come on now. Like we too old for us to try to act like we so smart that we doing dumb shit over and over again. Every dude wants to have sex. And so when you understand that every dude wants to have sex, and you're seeing the guys, the quote unquote pookies out here getting sex on a frequent basis and having all of these baby mamas, you got women out here signing up to be 6, 7, 8 baby mama, and the dude don't even take care of their other children.
There's a lack of awareness around what is eligible and the availability of black men. My husband thinks so many men are just like him, that there's just really a bunch of Carrie Popes running around that are solid, hardworking, intelligent, marriage material, mature, grown men who want to be responsible and want to build a family. And I'm like, Carrie Pope, no. So ladies, by the time you take out the rappers, the gold teeth, the sagging pants, the young ones who just ain't even ready for marriage, now you got a whole other demographic of black men who have sworn off black women, whole movements created to completely giving up on black women.
She said that like black women haven't made movements themselves, like the swirling movement. Like they have a whole swirl movement out there. And what and if y'all watched any of my earlier videos, I read an article from Essence, and it was talking about how a black woman was dating a white man. And soon as she married this white man, she said they were having sex. And during sex, he called her his N word, N word, B word. And she said she let it go on, but she was so turned off by him. And then she asked, "Why you never called me those words before we got married? But now after we're married, you're gonna use these words during sex?" Like I tell you, a lot of these black women, they go over there and then they find out the first pimps in America was the white man. The first deadbeats in America was the white man. But for some reason, some odd reason, white black women want to go over there and they want to be treated like white women so bad. And then I'm like, how do y'all know how white women date? How do y'all know how white women are getting treated? Because most of the white women I've ever talked to sound like they get treated like shit. But I digress.
Completely. That black women are not marriage material and that black women are not wife material. There's not all of black men, but there's a percentage of black men who feel that way. And all these daggone gender wars on social media and all the men who are beefing in, they've been hurt by 2 black women in their life. And now they're writing off all black women and black women don't do that.
I got a question. If you date someone or 2 people and you've been hurt by those 2 people that you've dated, wouldn't it be fair for you to feel the ways about a certain person or demographic if they did something wrong to you? If a white man encountered, let's say he's not racist, but he encounters some black men and they do something to him, every black man he's encountered, let's say it was 2 black men and he got robbed by those 2 black men. And he said, "Well, I don't like black people because all they do is rob." Would it not be a fair assessment or a fair remark to say if the 2 men he's encountered, which will be all of them, robbed him? So I don't understand why people always get upset when people are hurt in relationships and feel ways and say stuff. Well, this person hurt me. This demographic of people are doing this and that. If you encounter this and that's your experience, why is your experience not valid?
Black women been dogged by black men, drugged by black men, completely ran over and heartbroken by black men, but still don't give up on black men. Black men, on the other hand, whole demographic of black men just giving up on black women. There are Facebook groups of black men.
You got to ask yourself, is it smart or dumb to continue the same patterns if you've been hurt by a certain demographic of people? She said there are black men out here who have completely given up on black women because they have been hurt. But black women will continue to get hurt and continue to deal with black men. Which one is smart? Who's smart and who's dumb in this situation?
Who are dedicated to hurting black men who want to blame black women for all their problems, as if a white woman or a Latino woman, somebody who don't want you, by the way, are going to deal with your shenanigans and craziness.
Oh, now she's saying that if black men date outside their race, these women ain't gonna want to deal with black men. Okay.
Because they got even higher standards. Because their culture raises them to have higher standards.
Like she said, their culture raises them to have higher standards. How do y'all know what these other people cultures are teaching them to do? Did they invite y'all to the white dating committee, or did they send y'all a postcard? Did they send a pigeon with the letter wrapped around his leg? Or like, how do y'all know what so many people doing in their culture? I know so many. I heard so many Black women say, well, white women do this, white women do that. Nigga, you ain't even moved outside of the hood. You ain't even traveled outside the state. You ain't been outside the city. All you've ever been around is black people. You don't even watch white people shows. You watch Love and Hip Hop and Basketball Wives and stuff like that. So how in the world you know what other people do with their culture when you're not even a cultured person yourself? You haven't traveled. You haven't ate different food. All you want to do is eat chicken wings, French fries, and burgers. But you know what other people do in their culture. Come on now, this don't even make sense.
Than black women. So you gotta step up in order to even date a white or other woman, because their culture teaches them to marry into financial security for a man to be a provider and protector. It's in their culture.
Like I tell y'all, if you work with somebody that's of a different race, talk to them. Don't just be out there and be an asshole. Be like, hey, do they teach y'all to date like X, Y, Z? No, just talk to them and see what troubles and issues they're having while they're dating. And when y'all had these conversations, especially with the white women, you tell me, does it sound like, oh, they were taught to date for money and all of this other type of stuff? Y'all let me know when y'all sit next to the white lady at work and you talk to her and she tell you that, they're struggling financially. The husband is strung out on drugs. You know how many times I've heard a white woman tell me their husband was strung out on drugs or in rehab or was an alcoholic, and she is the sole breadwinner of the house because he doesn't want to work, but she doesn't want to divorce him because they got 3 kids and the kids love him and he can't do no wrong. Y'all ain't never heard this story before. And I ain't talking about just a one-off story. I'm talking about this story you have heard multiple times. Okay.
So I'm in the gym the other morning. I'm on the treadmill. Black men working out all around. I look, I'm paying attention. A good third to half the black men I see in the gym are gay. Ladies, and that's not my imagination. Everywhere I look, it is gay black men.
She said everywhere she looks, there's gay black men. First, I got to ask you, do you stay in Atlanta or a city with a heavy homosexual population? Because most black men are not gay. But if you're seeing that many gay men, you got to ask yourself, why are these women still popping out babies like this if you think it's that many gay men? So they mean they got to be sleeping with a whole bunch of down low men. Now, I understand if someone's out there with, fingernails painted and hair a certain type of way, or they were sashaying through the gym, or they was wearing some coochie cutters in the gym and trying to work on their squats and looking at themselves in the mirror. They have certain type of mannerisms. But you mean to tell me you could tell a third of the gym there you go to, all the men are gay? Okay. Well, a third of the men are gay?
It doesn't matter why. We can talk about why. You can go into all the whys, ladies. It doesn't matter.
The journey to become
another ad. I hate these ads, y'all.
I'm on the phone with my therapist this week. I'm saying to her, I've never been more happy. I'm in such a great place. So much peace and balance, and Carrie pays 95% of the bills. I've never been in a place where I did not have the financial pressure. I am provided for and taken care of. I still work, but I'm not under the pressure I was previously. And I said, Dr. Pam, that's my therapist. Dr. Pam, is this how white women feel? When a man is paying all the bills? I've never been here before. I'm just being honest with y'all.
And see, now you got to ask yourself, she said this is the first time in her life she's been in a relationship where a man is paying all of her bills. Now, Rebecca Lynn has to be 50 years old. Let me look at that real quick. So she's 50 years old, and this is the first time she's married and not paying all of the bills. And what she says about paying all the bills, she said, "Is this how a white woman feels?" She said, "Is this how a white woman feels?" Now, I don't know if y'all know the statistics of white women working, but do y'all know like 70% of white women have to work? Like 70% of white women have to work. So that whole idea that, you know, you just get to sit at home and not do anything, and, you know, he pays all the bills, that shit is rare on both sides. But let black women tell it, it's not that rare. And the reason that I'm gonna tell you the reason I'm doing this, because we gotta dispel a lot of stuff that's happening in our community. She's 49 years old, so I was right. She looks about 50 years old. So you mean to tell me a 50-year-old woman is finally in a position where she can say she's not paying all the bills, and she's wondering if this is what white women feel like? You ain't got to wonder. Why don't you just go and talk to a white woman and see? Because I think we will all be surprised at how many white women talking about their husbands on meth, heroin, ain't worked in forever.
I've been 50-50. I've done my part. I've done more than my part. Y'all have been in courses with me. I've been honest. I've paid 90% of the bills. I've been paying all the bills at times in different marriages. I've been in all the different situations. It's the first time in my life that a man is taking care of me.
So if y'all hear that, she says she's paid 90% of the bills. She's paid 50-50 of the bills. And now she's in a spot in her relationship where her husband pays all of the bills, right? So you got to ask yourself, if you're married to this person and you talk about how you have a good marriage, why does the financial aspect come into play if you have a good marriage or not? Now, I know you can't live off love alone, and I know that women like to use money as a measuring stick if you are with a man or not. Women like to use money as the measuring stick. But never forget the last slave ship. Remember this, the last slave ship to Mobile, Alabama was in the 1900s. I think the last known slave just died not too long ago. So when we be talking about wealth and the white men carry most of the wealth and black men ain't got this, nigga, slavery, y'all acting like slavery was 400 years ago. No, nigga, like niggas was slaves in the 1900s. Now, I ain't saying that's an excuse for a nigga not to do nothing or to not go out here and, you know, hustle and grind and try to get his stuff together. I'm not saying it, but you have to understand that it's going to be still some pitfalls and some hurdles that men and women, black, that are going to have to overcome because racism is still embedded deep in America. Racism is not an excuse for you not to do anything. I repeat, racism is not an excuse for you not to do anything. And I don't even understand, as men, I don't understand how a lot of men fix their lips to act like the white man is holding you back to your woman that you're dating or you're in a relationship with. It's grown men out here say they can't do X, Y, Z because the white man is holding them back. Now, if your wife or your girl told you, well, I'm going to go get me a white man because you were saying the white man holding you back, so that means he got all the power, I understand why she would leave. Because why is you as a grown man telling your woman that another man is holding you back from feeding your wife, your girlfriend, your children that you created? That doesn't even make sense.
You carry me with hope. But I said, this is the reality for a lot of other women. This is the reality for a lot of Latin women, a lot of white women.
How's she gonna say this is the reality for Latin women? And we know those people are some of the poorest people that's known to man. Like they not swimming across the lakes trying to come to America for a better life. Come on, dog. Like some things people be saying, I don't think they really just understand what they're saying. I know people are trying to prove a point, but we got to be middle of the road here sometimes. Come on, man.
This is what it feels like to not have the financial burdens of a household on you. Right now, I'm at my best. I don't wake up stressed. I'm able to lean into my feminine. I am cooking and healthy and watching, monitoring the things in the family, helping to take care of Carrie with his health and his food, and I'm ease and flow, and things are just so amazing. And I began to think, and my therapist said to me, she says, Rebecca, you are experiencing something that very few Black women will ever experience. You are experiencing what very few Black women will ever experience. This is from my therapist. My therapist is in her 50s. She's been a therapist for over 30 years. She is so experienced, so wisdom, knowledge, woman of God. She's amazing. And if you reverse engineer what she's saying, ladies, she's saying to you what I'm saying. If you are a Black woman and you want to be married and you want to lean into your feminine and you want to be more provided for, not to say you don't work, you guys know how hard I work. My money is now going into investments. My money is able to go into savings. We're able to do so much more with my money if Carrie's paid 95% of this. It's a partnership. But if you are a Black woman right now, you watch this video, YouTube, and you decide that I really do want to be married with her. One, this is what I said the other night in class. Please pray and open your heart to ask God to help you go beyond dating Black men.
My son is Braxton, and he was diagnosed with a brain.
You have to open up your options. To love and be loved is one of the biggest blessings in the whole wide world. And ladies, listen, you can say, Rebecca, I want a Black man. I want a Black man. I don't want to date other. Rebecca, I want to.
So then I have to ask, she said, the first thing you should do if you want to be married is pray and ask God to open yourself up so you can date someone other than just Black men. I don't know what churches y'all went to or how y'all grew up believing, but we always believe that God answers prayers. And if you say you want a Black man, why don't you pray to God that he gives you a Black man so you can be happy with what you want? Because let's be real, the reason a lot of Black women do like Black men is because Black men have a certain je ne sais quoi about themselves. The swag, the walk, the talk. Women are if a Black dude act like a white dude, you would call him a lame, corny, a square, a L7. I don't want to be around him. He talks about anime, or he's fascinated with his hot rods, or whatever women say. If a Black dude act like a white dude, y'all will say you will be turned off by this guy. So that's why a lot of Black women say, I still want a Black man. I want him to, this is the stuff that Black women say, I want him to be hood, but in touch with his feelings. I want him to be ruggish, thuggish, bone, but I still want him to be, romantic. I want him to give me flowers, but I want him to be able to put me in my place. I want him to be in touch with his feelings and loving with his family, but I want him to be able to, if I talk a little crazy, choke me and, F the mess out of me. Like this is the things that women are saying. It's like, bro, you don't get all of these things in one man. 30 different niggas you just named right there. Like I said, women need to come, and I say this, women and men, y'all, we need to come up with a list of things that we can say, this top 10, we know for a fact that us as men like this. Same with women. This top 10, we know as women, we like this. Then we need to come up with the 10 dating red flag that we know for sure that, hey, if you got any of this, you're on the red flag list. You can't be, you're not dateable. Men and women. Because a lot of us don't have parents or father and mother figures to tell us or guide us through the pitfalls of dating. And a lot of us is not, a lot of our parents aren't to blame for this, is that dating is a lot different and the landscape is a lot different now than it was in the 1970s, in the 1980s, in the 1990s. The landscape is different. It's hard for me to prepare you for something that I've never seen before. It's hard for me to tell you about online dating when I've never experienced online dating. It's hard for me to tell you about speed dating when we wasn't speed dating. It's hard for me to tell you about really a courting process when I got with your daddy, we were dating 6 months and got married. Whereas people nowadays are dating 3, 4, 5 years, then getting married, having kids before they get married and stuff like that. So the whole process is different. The whole process is different.
Black man, that's fine. I'm married to a black man. I am not denying you a black man. I'm not. But I'm simply saying is that if you've been barking up that tree and that's not flowing for you, and you don't have a ring on your finger, and you're dating and the options you're getting are not marriage material, I'm saying that it is better for you to be loved by a good man rather than just a black man.
She just said, if you've been barking up that tree and it has not been fruitful, for lack of better words, if it has not been fruitful and you have not got in the ring, basically you need to open yourself up to be with somebody else. My question then would be, how do you know dating outside of your race is going to still get you what you want? How do you know, just simply because you date a white man, a Latin man, an Asian man, that is going to get you the ring on your hand? How do you know the issue is not you? How do you know the issue isn't you when it comes to dating? This is the question that you have to ask. If y'all watching, y'all make sure y'all like the video. We're trying to build this channel up. Y'all help the boy out. New Normal Podcast. Let's go.
I'm saying it is not meant for you as a woman to keep navigating life by yourself, paying all the bills by yourself, the pressure of independent single women. I just had lunch with my new friend, Iyabo, Dr. Iyabo. And she said, black men are black men. She's from Africa. And she said she's married to a white man now. And she said, it ain't no different with the African.
You see what she did right there? And this is the part I always tell people. I hate when people go and date other races and then think it gives them the green light to shit on your own race because you feel like you're being treated differently because you date another race of people. She says she's dating an African man. Her friend is African, and she said the African men aren't different from the black men. Well, when I talk to the African men, they say that black men date totally different than they date. I don't know where y'all be getting this stuff from, and I know a lot of women be having their A-man corners. I've seen it too many times. I've heard it too many times to where if the group is saying one thing, even if the woman hasn't experienced what they're talking about, she's like, "Amen, sister, preach on. Amen." So you got to ask yourself, what is she talking about? So you mean to tell me over there in Africa they don't believe in taking care of their women and paying all the bills and all that stuff? Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. If most black men could or found a way for their woman to not work or for them to pay all the bills, they would. Contrary to popular belief, if black men could pay all the bills or found a way to pay all the bills where that woman could sit at home or the woman could do whatever she want with her money, most black men that I know and encounter, they would. Do you not understand, ladies, do y'all not understand that it's a flex for me as a man to go around other men and say, hey, you know, my bitch ain't gotta work? I don't be understanding how y'all just get this idea that, you know, black men don't want to pay all the bills and all this stuff. Now, granted, I don't think a lot of women deserve men like that. I'm just gonna be 100. I don't think a lot of women deserve that. Because y'all always want to talk about what your grandmama and your granddaddy did. Y'all, we gotta be real about this. Ain't none of us like our grandmama and granddaddy. Men or women, ain't none of us traditional. Yeah, you gotta think about it. Your granddaddy had to go marry your grandmama because she wasn't coming off that box, because she understood she got to choose who got her pregnant. She got to choose who married her. Y'all act like dick just dropping y'all lap around here. You tell a woman, hey, you need to choose better, than a woman be like, oh, it's the man's fault too. Hey, baby, it don't even work like that. Every other, if you look at how mating works in every other species on the planet, the woman always chooses who she lets penetrate her. But when it comes to humans, oh my God, a dick just fell in my lap today. Like, come on, what is it, raining dicks now? Like, come on, bro. You tell a woman that and then she gets upset, like, yes. And then the reason that she gets upset because she knows that you're judging her now by her choices and who she sleeps with. Yes, it shows that you have a bad choice of judgment when it comes to the people you let penetrate you. Now I got to ask the question, what is the vetting process of women, black women in particular? What is the vetting process of black women? What are the questions that they ask to make sure you're suitable? What are the tests they put you through to make sure you're suitable? What is the time frame before having sex to see how long you stick around to make sure you're suitable? What is the vetting process for black women to know that she's dating a suitable black man? They don't have one. And I'm gonna say this: black women want to date like white women or black men. Black women want to date like white women or black men. They want to talk about money when it comes to how white women date, and they want to talk about sex and how black men date. And what people don't understand, this goes back to slavery. A lot of reasons that black men use sex the way they do, or view sex the way they do, because a lot of these men come through generationally as bucks. A lot of their granddaddies and great-granddaddies and great-granddaddies were nothing more than sex tools to procreate for mass. Why do you think when you watch porn, why do you think when they talk about interracial sex during porn, is only things considered interracial is black men and white women? It's still racism, even in the sex industry. Y'all done heard the black corn stars talk about how, yeah, I wanted to do our art and I wanted to save it for a special time, but then they told me that it's nothing special about a white man having sex with a black woman. It's always the black men and the white women, because it's taboo. The black man has always been, a use for sex, a tool of procreation. Why do you think so many of these guys are okay with having a bunch of these children and not having no dealings with them? What you think was going on in the breeding farms? They would get these women pregnant and they wouldn't even see these women no more, or their children. You don't think that comes down generationally? Oh, okay.
Men. It's still the BS. We have a cultural issue, guys. Cultural issue. And if you want to be married, let me stay on point. If you want to be married, I am giving you my best advice. That the love of a good man doesn't matter if he's green, purple, yellow. It doesn't matter if he is daggone fuchsia. I would rather you as a woman know what it is to be loved and cared and provided for than to stay out here navigating life all by yourself. All by yourself. Waiting for a black man when they are few and far between. Those of you who are good men, black men, we love you and appreciate you. I'm not putting down black men, Aunt Weezy 86. I'm simply speaking about real life and real statistics, real numbers. There's not enough black men. You want to know why black women are the least married demographic? Because there's not enough marriage material black men.
Or maybe black women are the least married because there are a lot of black women who maybe just don't want to get married. Maybe 10 years ago, it was an insult to tell a woman that she's not married. But I don't think a lot of women want to get married nowadays. If they do, they would act as if they wanted to get married. What happens typically when you start seeing women that want to get married, they didn't party all the way to their 40s, and now they lonely, they ain't got no kids, and now they're sad, and now they're trying to push marriage. But baby, if you wanted to get married, you could have got married a long time ago. If you put yourself out there and put your best foot forward, one trying to ride on the cock carousel or the baloney pony, you would have been straight. You would have been straight. We don't talk about this enough. Like, why do y'all think strippers go to other states and strip for? Because they don't want their reputation ruined where they stay at, where they potentially might find a husband and want to live with the rest of their family at. They go to other states. You go to strippers, you ask them where they from. You be in Birmingham, they be from Memphis. You be in Cali, she be from Texas. Like I said, I don't think a lot of black women want to be married. I don't think women in general like that want to be married nowadays. I think they don't, I'm going to say this. They want the wedding. They don't want the marriage. They want the pictures. They want the white dress. They want to fantasize it. They want to, they want that part, but they don't want the marriage. They want the wedding. They don't want the marriage.
If you are a woman, and black women are some of the most high achieving demographics of women on people on earth. Black women are pursuing next level education. Every black woman I know is got multiple degrees, graduate degrees, constantly pursuing goals, education, income, taking courses, trying to improve themselves.
Why do you always throw up black women are the most educated, got the most degrees, always pursuing courses? Like that, your degree does not translate relationship wise. I'm gonna say this again. Just because you have a degree, that does not translate to your dating life, your romantic life, and how you show up when it comes to a man. Women can literally go and sit in the classroom and have people tell them what to do and not to do to obtain this degree, so they know where they can go in their life and how they need to maneuver in this world. But when it comes to dating, a man can't tell them what they should and shouldn't do. A man can say, hey, baby, I don't think it's smart to wear that out here, going out with your homegirls. But then, you're misogynistic or you're trying to control women's body. I am not my body. Like India Iris, I'm not my hair. Like, okay, do what you want to do. But don't call me when the raper man see you out there and he says easily accessible to get to that cootie pot, because now you out there in this, scantily clad dress or something that's easy to rip off or pull up. Do y'all know the number 2 thing on the list that they ask people that rape, the men that rape, what do they look for? The number 2 thing is what kind of clothing they have. Easily accessible clothing. But when men try to protect women from other men by saying, baby, I don't think that's smart to wear that out, it's an issue. Okay. Y'all keep doing y'all. We're going to see how it turn out.
And at the end of the day, where are black men at? Where are they doing the work to make themselves marriage material? Because
this is another thing. She said, where are black men at to make themselves more marriage material? Them days is long gone. Black men are getting boxed. They're having sex now. I don't have to go and get 1,000,000 degrees to go out here and bust this nut. That's not necessary. It's not necessary. And see, that's the problem is, I hear a lot of women say the whores mess it up for the good girls. When the dude dates me and find out I'm not going to give it up on the first, second, third date, now he's less interested because he could go somewhere else and give vagina on the first date. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here, even when it comes to dating. Because now the stakes are even higher. As black women have come into understanding of healing and emotional intelligence, now we don't only want a marriage material black man, you want an emotionally intelligent black man. Somebody who's doing their work too, spiritually, emotionally. Where they at?
Decisions.
Excuse the ad, guys.
When I say that black men are in crisis, I'm not exaggerating. Ladies, our black men need therapy. They need deep healing work. They need generational healing work. C-Sal says women are waiting until they're too old. Coco Blade says that part, we're preparing for men who aren't prepared themselves. And then by the time you have a man on a higher socioeconomic level, we're wondering, why do they marry other women? Because those are the women they're around on that level. And then those women are the women who are used to being provided for and protected by their fathers and men. So these are women who are in touch with their feminine, who men prefer. And so black women are sitting here stuck because we're frustrated and hurt. And we've been walked over and taken advantage of and hurt and broken. And we're having to do all the work to heal that. But then you're frustrated and overwhelmed.
You got to ask yourself, how does a woman who says dealing with black women in the dating realm or trying to hook them up with goes is so difficult, and now is talking as if she's one of these hurt, struggle love black women? How do you go from there? What is the play? Because I went through her videos, and honestly, the video that I'm covering now has the most views that she's had in a long time. Because like I said, back in the day, she was popping, maybe about 7-8 years ago. This video has 32,000 views. The other videos are getting like 2,000 views. So now it's looking like Rebecca Lynn is pandering to a demographic to get herself back on the scene when it comes to this. Because I'm pretty sure she's in these circles where black women are so hurt and so downtrodden and so beat up, and men are doing so just such a bad. But then I keep asking myself, baby, what about your vagina track this nigga that ain't got no job? And then I'm always asking this question. You can't go and Google how much a nigga make at his job. Like, you can't see he make 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, $100,000, and then come to the table logically and say, I need a dude to make this amount of money so he can pay all of the bills, take care of me, and take care of my children before I give him some vagina. Like, I don't even know why this makes so much sense, but when it comes to dating, y'all make this shit way harder than it gotta be. Dating people is not this difficult. If you're a woman and you know your ultimate goal is to be at home having kids, you need to be trying to figure out the first number one thing is, how much money does a man make financially? If a nigga call you gold digger or you feel that way, it doesn't matter, because your ultimate goal at the end of life is to be taken care of in a certain type of way. If I was having this conversation with my daughter and she said, my ultimate goal is to be with a dude who's taking care of me, where I can do what I want with my money, and I can be at home with my kids and we not have the financial burden on me, then I would say, well, the first thing is to date men or go around men who are making the type of money that you know that you need to be made. If he needs to make 100,000 someplace, you need to be at, on the golf course. You need to be at the golf clubs and stuff like that. Not at the club every night where people are trying to get in free before 11. Not at the strip clubs where people out there pretending. Or maybe you need to go to college and then go to where all the engineers are, or the scientists, or the astrophysicists are going to be at, if you're looking for a dude to do that. And I would tell her they might be a little bit more square, but you can run a little bit more game on and get a little bit more of your way with those type of men. This is me talking to my daughter. If I would tell her that, don't be giving up vagina just because you like a nigga or the nigga look a certain type of way, because looks fade. I don't care. He could be a 10 and look, but are you going to be happy knowing that my nigga fine, he got the big Peter Walker, but I still got to go and do X, Y, and Z, and this is not really what I wanted for my life in the long run. When women started dating like men, when it came to looks and physique and all of this other type of stuff, that's when a lot of this stuff was gonna go bad, because now y'all really are looking for straight men who look like homosexual men. Just think about Aquaman. He got long hair, supposed to have pretty eyes. He got feminine features. He got the masculine frame, but facially, you could put his head on a female's body. Just think about like a Michael Ealy. Pretty eyes, light-skinned, curly hair. The things that women say, a lot of y'all are looking for masculine men with feminine features.
Raising kids by your black man that's not there for you, that you tried to make a life with. Single mothers, we know it's an epidemic. Single mothers don't make themselves single all by themselves.
She just said single mothers don't make themselves single by themselves. That is a lie. A woman's responsibility, and I tell y'all this all the time, when it comes to responsibilities, men should bear most of the responsibilities if you're going to call himself the leader, right? But the one sole responsibility of women is procreation. Who you get pregnant by and if the baby makes it here is the number one thing from women. So if you're a single mother, you chose that life. I don't care. That's why when you start looking and seeing how people's relationships go, most people are pregnant longer than they were in a relationship with. So when you hear all these people say, well, I dated X, Y, and Z, and as soon as I had a baby, he switched up on me. Yeah, because you only dated the nigga 3 months and got pregnant by him, and then he was still in his representative was still showing up every day so he can still get the box. And now that you told him you're pregnant, reality that set in, so now he can show you his real self. Let me show you who I really am to make you reconsider if you should have this baby or not. Maybe if I show you my real self, you might go ahead and get the head chopped off for the baby. Who knows? like I said, a lot of y'all be pregnant longer than y'all be in a relationship with the people that y'all get pregnant by. So women make themselves single mothers because one thing we all know as men, and I don't care what y'all talking about when it comes, because you always hear women, well, marriage don't mean nothing. Okay. But us as men will tell you, if you are a woman, if a man decides to marry you, he ain't just marrying you just because it's something to do. He sees something there, he thinks it's some potential, because men actually dread getting married. There's nothing about marriage that men just be like, oh, I want to get married one day. Even if it's a woman that you really, really like, you never just sit there and like, oh yeah, I want to marry her, or I'm going to marry this woman. Like, you be like, nah, I really like this woman. We chilling, we vibing. Most people that I know are married got pressure put on them by that woman. Most people that I know that have gotten married have gotten pressure put on them by the woman. And then the thing is, most of the time when a woman gets married, she finds out that she can't handle the stress that she's putting on him and on herself to be married. Just think about how many men get caught cheating. And then when you start hearing the talking points of why the man cheated, just think about this. A man can have 6-7 women he's sleeping with, because men have higher testosterone than women, a higher sex drive than women. And a woman will tell you to cut off all your hoes, and she can fulfill that when you're having sex whenever you want. When one don't have sex, you call somebody else and have sex with that one. But you're putting sexual pressure on this one woman. You get married to this woman, or you get exclusive with this woman, and then she complains that you want to have sex with her all the time. She complains that you want to have sex with her all the time, but you were having sex with 6-7 other different women, and it wasn't a problem. But now you wanted me to cut off all my hoes, and I did it because I like you, and I said and you agreed that you can keep up sexually, and then now you get into it and find out that you can't. I'm trying to work with you and try to be faithful. Then I find out, hey, you cannot keep up with my sex drive. So now I'm out here cheating again because you could keep up your end of the bargain. But now I'm the bad guy because I went and got my rocks off with LaShinkashay down the corner, because LaShinkashay popped that pussy every time I walk. Soon as I walk through the door, she butt ass naked playing with a coochie, all of this other type of stuff, and just straight giving it to me. I ain't got to go warm it up, none of that stuff. But now with you, I got to do all this other extra stuff. Let's talk about it.
Black men are not in the home raising their kids. Are there some of you? Yes. And we applaud you. But the statistics say, in overwhelming numbers, that Black fathers are the number one fathers that are absent. So guess what, Black women? You fall into this can't win. You gotta be mom, dad, provider, protector. You gotta do it all yourself. Well, what energy does...
You know what? I'm gonna stop this video. We don't need to hear nothing that she's saying. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Look. I'm gonna say this. I think people need to stop dating each other, especially Black people. Black men and Black women. It gets to the point where we don't need to even date each other. We don't need to be around each other. We don't need to touch each other. We don't need to come go to church with each other. We don't need to go to clubs with each other. We don't need to do anything with the opposite sex when it comes to Black people, because we have too much stuff going on that y'all need to figure out. First of all, we need to go just back to the basics. Men are looking at women to have sex, and women control if the sex happens. That's a number one rule, and for some reason, we can't even get over that rule. Like, yes, I'm here because, bitch, I'm trying to bust a nut. That's why I'm here. I don't care. I don't know your degree. I don't know your family background. I don't know none of that. I just saw you walk past in the mall and your body looking good. You smelled good. Your eyes was pretty. Your hair was long. That thing was thanging. Them breasts sitting right in that shirt. I am here because I am trying to let this go. But for some reason, some odd reason, we still have an issue. Well, black men don't need to be like that. They need to think other. Look, I can't even hear nothing you saying because I'm backed up. All I got is this sexual energy for you. I don't. You can told me 20 times what your favorite color is. Not act like I heard it, but I didn't, because all I keep looking at is how sexy your lips look with that red lipstick, and all I can think about them is wrapped around. You know where I'm going. All I'm thinking about is them wrapped around. You know what? Oh, that bra got them titties looking nice. Oh, when you got up, that dress hugging that booty just nice. Oh, them heels got them calf muscles poking just right. Oh, you got some pretty feet. I want to suck them toes. But for some odd reason, it's like black women are still telling black men how we should approach when it comes to dating and what we should look for when they date. No, this is why I'm here. So first and foremost, that's why I'm here. I want to use you as a sex doll. Point blank period. Now, if we get to the point where you can impress me or put some impression on me that you can go further, that you can articulate yourself, that you have a good head on your shoulder, all of that comes after sex, because I have to have sex with you to see if I even like you. And you'll hear women say the same thing. Women are like, I have to have sex with the man to know if I even like him. Okay. That sounds great. Like I say, anytime a woman thinks like a man, like Steve Harvey has been telling y'all, anytime a woman thinks like a man, it's never going to work out for you. Never, ever, ever is it going to work out for you. And I play the game how the game get played. I love women that used to tell me they can have sex like men, they ain't going to catch feelings like men. Baby, we're going to put that to the test. So now I'm finna break you. Now I'm about to break you. Sounds messed up, but it is what it is. Let me show you who the real man is in this relationship. See, this is game that y'all don't understand, that I'm giving y'all, that how a lot of men think. When you talk about locker room talk, this is how a lot of men talk when we talk about women and what women say. Like J. Cole said in the song, we should make a book called Stupid Things Hoes Say. We sit around and laugh. Hey, bro, can you believe that the Sugar Shake told me X, Y, and Z? You know what I'm about to do to her? Like, we sit around and talk about this stuff and laugh and joke and play, because we know if a dude is savvy enough and he's been around the block enough, I know it's certain things that you're going to say that's going to trigger how I'm going to treat you. There are certain things that you say that's going to trigger how I'm going to treat you. See, women, they don't tell y'all this anymore, but women have the power of the tongue to say certain things to men to get a man to do and act and acquiesce to the things that she needs in life. They don't tell y'all this. They tell y'all need to be bent over, shaking your ass to get a man, but they don't tell y'all to actually achieve what you're trying to do in the goal in life. You have to talk to a man in a certain type of way, and certain things bring out certain characteristics, qualities, and moral compasses in men and how they treat you. The reason a lot of men treat y'all like y'all ain't nothing but cum buckets is because you say stuff that makes him want to treat you like a cum bucket. But y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all want to hear, oh, the man is trash. Just think about this. How many of y'all have dated someone that treated you like trash and then got with somebody else and treated them differently? Is the man trash or were you trash? Ask yourself that. How many times have you dated somebody, he left you, went with somebody else, and you seen him all on the internet buying her flowers, want to be in a serious relationship, do X, Y, Z. Maybe this woman talked to him a certain type of way, or differently than you, treated him differently than you, thought of him differently than you, gave him a look differently than you, touched him a different way than you, caressed him a different way than you, fixed him a different way than you. We always like to say the man is trash. Well, maybe you're a trash ass female. Because the next relationship he can act totally different than he act with you. Because if the man trash, he gonna act the same way with all his women, ain't he? If the man trash, that's his character. That's his moral compass. So this man would be continually to act the same way that he act with this other person. But the man's trash. Okay. We can go with it. We can, if that's how you want to live your life, that the man's trash and you want to change nothing about you, and you so smart and you don't know why a man would want to be with you because you got all these degrees and your earning potential as money, and then you when it comes to money, and then you find out that none of that talk is how women should talk to men when it comes to relationship. Because now when you talk about your earning potential, your degrees and all this other type of stuff, now you sound like me. That's what I'm supposed to be telling you, so you feel comfortable into coming into my house or my home or being in a relationship with me, so I can provide for you. There's never been a time that a woman did something for me financially that just turns me on and just makes me, oh my God, this is this is the woman for me. No, like, it's how you do stuff for me, how you talk to me, how you have sex with me, how you make me feel more of a man. That none of that you're doing for me makes me feel like a man. That's for me. Now, I have been around other dudes that, you know, like women to give them gifts, but a lot of those dudes come from, you know, poverty. You know, they come from poverty. They come from single mother households. They come from where their mother had to give them stuff and buy them stuff because she's, you know, working 2 jobs, so he's always at home. So she buys him a toy to keep him occupied, or a video game, so while she's at work, he can stay in the house, and, you know, she comes home, he's still playing the toy, the game, or something like that. But, you know, people don't talk about that either. So, like I said, when it comes to dating, we all need to stop dating each other. Point blank period. Men and women. Men and women. The reason I'm doing Rebecca Lynn Pope and talking about her, because it's like, why did you all of a sudden change the way that you're talking? Are you trying to reach a certain type of demographic? Are you trying to get back popping out here in these streets when it comes to these YouTube streets? Why did you change your rhetoric? Why did you change the way that you speak? Because for a strong time, a long time, you were talking about how black women are very difficult. For a long time, you were talking about how black women are delusional when it came to dating. Everybody could see it. The writing's on the wall. And what I'm gonna tell y'all, have y'all seen the video? Have y'all seen the video of the black strippers getting robbed for $10,000? Have y'all seen the video of the strippers getting robbed? If y'all watching, y'all make sure y'all like the video, share the video. We're trying to go up. Hold on, let me share this. I'm finna show y'all the video real quick of these women getting robbed and why we gotta talk about this. Hold on, my computer load. Yeah, here you go. So I'm finna play a video of these women getting robbed right quick. Oh no. It's not what I want to do. I'm gonna play a video of these women getting robbed. Hold on, y'all. These women got robbed, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm playing this video after it plays. I don't know if it got no sound to it. Hold on. So here, before we get started, this is a video of 2 women getting robbed. Strippers. They said reportedly $10,000. They must have had a good night last night. Dictionary, I'm the definition like the dictionary. Oh, I ain't know I had a song to it. But as y'all can see, I'm gonna make it bigger so y'all can see it. So as y'all can see, these women are getting robbed right now. These women are getting robbed. Right? I'm I'm gonna play it again so y'all can see these women getting robbed. Y'all get this through y'all head. Get this through y'all head. And I'm finna say something that we need to address right here, right now. So, when you watch this video and you see these women getting robbed, right? Now, I was saying for a while that women really don't need men to protect them anymore because there really just ain't no danger because, you know, women need men to protect women from other men, typically, right? I changed my stance on that, right? And after watching this video, it made me change my stance on it because it's going to be so many women uncovered out here. And the robbers and the people who are struggling know that. They know it's going to be a lot of women out here saying they don't need a man, that are single, that aren't trying to find a man. They know they come from a single mother household, so they have no father in sight to protect them. The brother also were probably locked up. So when you see this video of these men robbing these women, it makes sense. Because you gotta think about it. Women are a vulnerable target out here in these streets. Even I don't care how much y'all go and train and get y'all guns and stuff like that. A lot of women aren't built for high stress situations. That's why you have to women have to train a little bit harder. Even if y'all go and look at, you know, the stuff they say about the women in the military. After watching that video of them women getting robbed, I'm gonna say this again. I used to think that women didn't have to worry about protection because you really didn't have to worry about, you know, the rape of man jumping out behind a tree when y'all was building a fort. But nowadays, it's different because so many women are out here uncovered by men. So many women are walking late nights by themselves without men. So many women, you got to understand, one dude, if he's smart enough and know how to maneuver, can overpower 3 women. One dude can overpower 3 women. So even if it's a group of 3 women, he can overpower 3 women. So when women be talking about it's groups of us, if he got a gun and y'all try to jump him, he'll shoot one of y'all and can knock another one out and just beat up on the other one. Always remember to be safe out here in these streets, especially you ladies, because y'all biggest threat, statistically, women, is going to be a man. Your biggest threat out here in society will always be a man, more so than that. Now that's changing because y'all are fighting each other like crazy. Shooting at each other. Like we're in a group and every day they sending 3, 4, 5 fights. Y'all blooding each other up, punching each other, y'all shooting each other, y'all stabbing each other up. At one point in time, I would say domestically, romantically, you definitely gonna have that issue. It's gonna be a man, but just overall, the way y'all are acting and fighting out here in the streets. I just saw a girl 2 days ago beat up another girl so bad outside of an AutoZone, and I'm like, bro, y'all gotta be close to my age. I'm 34 and y'all still out here fighting like this. It ain't nothing out here in the world that I want to fight a nigga so bad that my knees and arms and shit skint up like that from that damn asphalt, the way she was dragging her around, hair getting pulled out. Come on, man, this don't make no sense. But like I said, yeah, as a woman, your biggest threat will probably, more than likely, be a man. But y'all, woman on woman, is definitely catching up. Cause y'all ain't got no chill out here. Y'all got no chill out here. But also, and I'm gonna say this, I'm not just gonna leave it out there. A lot of times, even more romantically, in the black community, they got studies that say, you know, when it comes to aggression and who's the initiator, it's really like 50-50. Women initiating it and men initiating it, but being killed by a man, of course, because a man is stronger than a woman. Women are being killed by men a lot more. That is a thing. So that's one thing I don't even understand, how we get to the point where women just think they can have sex like that. I looked at a stat the other day, 2 days ago, as a matter of fact, and I think it said America is like one of the worst countries when it comes to birth, like mortality rate, or it to be like one of the leading countries when it comes to like money. As a matter of fact, let me see if I got it on my phone. I'm gonna read it to y'all. Do y'all know the number one reason that women died at certain times was because of childbirth? Childbirth. Hold on. I must have looked at this on my old phone. Hold on, y'all. So America, bro, this is crazy. So America, for every 100,000 live births, there will be 23.8 deaths. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me get that right. So that's how many kids would die. 23.8 kids would die during giving birth. Okay, so the mortality rate is higher than the infant dying. So in 2021, 1,205 women died of maternal causes in the United States, compared to 861 in 2020 and 754 in 2019. The maternal mortality rate for 2021 was 32.9 deaths per 100,000 live births, compared with a rate of 23.8 in 2020 and a 20.1 in 2019. It's not crazy that maternal mortality rates are on a rise in a country like America. And the thing about it is, I just don't understand for the life of me when it comes to sex, how anybody can think, a woman can think she can have sex like a man, because there is no time during sex that I will have to put my life online because of the causes of sex. This is weird. Like, how do we get here? Like, how did we get to the point where women say they can have sex like men? Okay, let's say you don't get pregnant, you go and get on birth control. That shit ain't good for you either. I'm trying to look at the mortality rate where United States rank. They probably top 5. Hold on, I'm trying to see. I got an old phone, y'all. Bear with me. It's slow as shit. I was 10:30. Yeah, let me know how y'all doing out there. Y'all rock with me late night, 10:30. Hey, if y'all on TikTok, go follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to get to 1,000 so I can start going live on TikTok. We're gonna have some real talks on TikTok. Bruh, in 2020, this was black women. In 2021, the maternal mortality rate for non-Hispanic black, subsequently black women, was 69.9 deaths per 100,000 live births, 2.6 times the rate of non-Hispanic white, subsequently white women, 26.6. Rates for black women was significantly higher. Rates for white and Hispanic women. The increases from 2020 to 2021 for all races and Hispanic origin groups were significant. Rates increased with maternal age. Rates in 2021 were 20.4 deaths per 100,000 live births for women under the age of 25, 31.3 for those aged 25 to 39, and 138.5 for those aged 40 and over. Okay, hold on. 138.5 for those aged 40 and over. And y'all mean to tell me y'all telling women y'all I had an argument with this girl on Facebook, y'all, and she was saying women are getting more healthier and having babies at later age. And I said, would you advise a woman to have a child at fucking 40? And they say the older you get, the more increase. Everybody knows this, but for some reason, you know, we could just you know, take time and, you know, genetics and you know, father time and just throw that shit out the window because women are getting healthier, when all reports say that people are not actually getting healthier. People in general, men and women, are fatter than they have ever been in life, but we're getting more healthy. This is really what a black woman argument and telling black women it's okay for them to be single, one, and also it's okay for you to put off childbirth later in life. And this is from the CDC. This is what I'm reading from the CDC. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put it to the screen so y'all can see it. Put it in the So this is not me just making this up. This is from the CDC. And I was like, when she was saying it, you know, sometimes when people argue with me, I realize most people graduated with a classroom size of 6. I realized that most people graduated with a classroom size of 6. And if you don't know what classroom is, that's a slow class. You know, there was 6 people in there, and they only had 4 desks in there because 2 of the motherfuckers couldn't sit down, so they stood up the whole class. And I'm like, I can't believe this person is arguing with me and telling women to have children later in life. All the data, statistics, death rates and stuff we can look up, and you mean to tell me you think it's logical to tell women, I don't give a fuck what your race is, you think it's logical to tell women that they need to put birth off to a later age? No. Why you think they got the whole video of Lolo Jones crying because she trying to do in vitro because she's 40 something years old, and she talking about she couldn't find the right man and she wanted to be a virgin and all of this, and then the guy got to look a certain type of way, certain type of build, all this whole laundry list that she had, and now all of a sudden she couldn't find the man. Now she got to go and she's going to make herself a single mother, like literally make herself a single mother. She didn't have a help from a man, like she's going to make herself a single mother. Then you have all of these women out here talking about, I'm freezing my eggs, so if I don't find a man, I can go and make other kids and they can be single mothers. You're gonna have a whole generation of test tube babies, and men ain't gonna be to blame for that one. Fathers aren't in the home anymore. No, we're gonna be your test tube baby. That's why your eye growing out your ear. I get it now. We see. There's gonna be a whole bunch of test tube babies right, motherfucker. And men ain't gonna be to blame for that. Well, then, you know what? I take it back. They gonna say, well, the reason that we got test tube babies because men weren't men anymore, and I couldn't find any suitable partners, and they were broke, and I out earned all the men, so I just decided to go this route because the men that, yeah, they'll blame me for that one too. I keep forgetting. It's like I think women will try to, be logical, but then it just like something snaps in my brain. It's like, motherfuckers ain't logical. Like I'm reading this and I'm still baffled that a woman would sit here and tell me for the world to see that it's okay that women are getting healthier and having babies later in life. And the rate of death jumps significantly from 35 to 40. That 5-year span. This don't even make no sense. I don't even know why. That was 2018. This is 2019. This is 2020. This is 2021. Oh man, 69.9%. Look, this is a word of advice, ladies. You should decide young. Decide young if you want to be married and have a family. This is a decision you made for early in life. I know, and look around. Just open your eyes, because I'm about to get up out of here. Open your eyes and look around and look at the women who are 40 plus and ask yourself, do those women have the life that I want? Fellas too. Y'all look around too, but I'm speaking to the women. Because I don't want women out here thinking that they could put off having children until 40. And we just read that the maternal mortality rates rise significantly with a 5-year span from 35 to 40 years old. We don't need that. We don't need that. And this is from a place of love. I know a lot of people be like, oh, you saying this by black women. Oh, you saying this by black women. Like, bruh, everybody should be reprimanded if they doing some fucked up shit. Just because I say black women and now, oh, you can't say this by black women. Nigga, shut the hell up. Who cares? At this point, I don't know if y'all have been paying attention to our community, where we at when it comes to relationships, where we at when it comes to parenting, where we at when it comes to church or reading levels. But it's time out for that whole, we got to say it a certain type of way, and you got to get in with, what they say, you catch more flies with honey. That saying, that type of shit, bro. It's a time out for all that. If y'all can go and listen to a nigga in the club and be turned up telling your bitch bend over and shake your ass and all that, and y'all saying this good music and you want to hear this, but as soon as the nigga tell you what you doing wrong is an issue, come on now. Like, this can't be reality. This can't be reality. And we can't act like for the last 30 years we ain't heard what black women have said about black men. How we ain't this, how we ain't there, all your talk shows and whoop de whoop. You got shows like The View, they shit on black men every chance they got. And I ain't saying it's right or wrong, I'm saying tit for tat, but let's be real. For the last 30 years, we done heard about what black men wasn't doing, where they was at. They was getting locked up. Yeah, nigga, because they took all the damn jobs out, the automotive jobs out the neighborhood and stuff like that. Now I got to go and sell this motherfucking crack. Not saying that's right or wrong. Not saying there wasn't a better option, but hey, that was the option at the time. And now that, that crack epidemic took mothers and fathers out of the home. Now, we can't be acting like it ain't been a number of stuff that just on our community that ain't did a doozy. You can't act like that. But like I said, if y'all watching, y'all make sure y'all like the video. It's the New Normal Podcast. I want to tell y'all thank y'all for tuning in. I really enjoyed y'all. I'm going to try to get back on here tomorrow and during the daytime. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Ladies, go get you a gun too. You might get lucky and use it. Not lucky in the sense that I want somebody to attack you, but lucky that if you do get attacked, that you can get somebody up off. It's the New Normal Podcast, and we gone.